What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Greeny and Craig stream. Man, it has felt like a hot minute and the numbers are down, so that tells me how bearish it is out there, Craig. We were streaming, I'm going to say not even that long ago, a couple months ago, and we're up at the 2K mark consistently, and now we're only seeing about 110 people. Gosh, guys, this is the time to lock in, mate. This is the time to lock in, not walk away. Too many people walk away at the wrong time, Craig. Anyways, mate, how you been? Obviously, Southeast Queensland got hammered and Northern New South Wales got hammered recently by a cyclone. Unfortunately, you and your friends and family and stuff down at the Gold Coast, I have friends and family down there as well, got way more hammered than me up here at the Sunshine Coast. How you going, mate? Are you all safe? How's the family? How's the house? How's the neighborhood? All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, GM, everyone, GM Greeny. Good to be here. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it was a cyclone the last 4 days. So, it's pretty wild, man. Like we had none of the lights working here, no power. Some people have had no power now for maybe 8 days.
Wow.
Something like, maybe 6 days, sorry. So I think it's, more than half the Gold Coast doesn't have power at the moment still. And it's predicted that they won't have power until end of this week. So it's 2 weeks without power for half the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
No internet, no phone. I still don't have phone signal.
Okay.
Which is real weird. And then my internet just went back on yesterday, so it was handy. So it's been pretty wild, man. Couldn't buy food. Supermarkets all shut.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, crypto was crashing. So it was a pretty fun time, man. Crypto crashing, and then my house almost got ripped down. So I was like, fucking hell, man. So I haven't been actively trading. I've been like bunkering down and hiding things away so it didn't blow away my house. But I have been buying Bitcoin, actually. I tell a lie. So I've been, I'm a buyer at the moment, Greeny. What about you? How's the market treating you?
Oh, man, it's good. I mean, like, same as you, like, obviously a little bit affected from the rain and stuff, but nothing is serious up here, unfortunately, which is a good thing, obviously. But moved away from Brizzy, so officially up at the Sunshine Coast now, which is a great life. Market treating me, well, last week I couldn't trade much either. Unfortunately, I was moving houses. But yeah, the market's an interesting spot right now. We'll discuss this in detail throughout this episode today. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting point in time. I definitely see us going lower. If you look, I've been tweeting about this. Like global liquidity is a big thing that everyone's talking about. Okay, sure. Based on history, okay, as global liquidity increases, money supply increases in banks, okay, that translates to more risk-on environment because people have more money. People can be a bit more risk-on, okay. So that's traditionally why Bitcoin has seen its bull cycles, but this cycle hasn't necessarily seen a lot of liquidity be injected so far, so perhaps we do see a bit more of a rally, and something like 2021 where we maybe get a double top could definitely play out, or maybe we push higher to 150K. I'm not sure what happens in 2025, but I am still bullish. I still own some Bitcoin, Craig. I will buy more Bitcoin if we head closer to 50K. No brainer, I think, in the long term. I obviously bought my Punk recently, so that was a big decision. But I think for me, I wanted to own BTC. I wanted to own some ETH for the long haul. And I thought, look, my hedge as a Punk is probably going to be better than holding spot ETH at this point in time. So that's what my current decisions are. Outside that, I own a very small amount of Solana. I'm tempted to buy Solana if we get closer to 100, I think. 110 maybe. I'll look at a spot buying a little bit there. But even then, I'm just like, from like my analysis fundamentally and my technicals, I just don't know if the cycle is fully over yet. We obviously won't know until we do obviously experience more lower lows, lower highs. But at this point in time, I'm happy with my risk on exposure in BTC and my Punk with ETH. because that's more about, I'm happy to hold that for 3 years, 5 years, whatever it takes to get us to that sort of next bull market, Craig. And I think that's the same thesis that you have with Bitcoin right now, correct?
Yeah. I'm like I said, I've just been buying really slowly on the way down. But I must admit, in the 70s is for me. I'll probably go a bit heavier here, but probably closer to the mid 70s, or if you wick a bit lower than that. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm not buying meme coins, altcoins at the moment.
No.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see a reversal in trend. So happy to sit sideline for a while. I've got a decent amount of Bitcoin, like I've been saying. I've been buying since about 93K on the way down. Obviously, you and me de-risked and took profit at about 108. So I did have quite a lot sidelined, dry powder wise. So I kind of was happy to start putting that back in, even if that price at 93, 91K I was buying at. We spoke about 2, 3, 4. I said if it wasn't the best place to buy, I knew that at the time, and I just knew that if we continued low, I'll buy some consistent in that plan. But altcoins and memes, I'm not a buyer yet. I don't know if the damage is fully done, but it does. I'm still holding a bit of Solana. I've still got a decent sized bag of Solana actually, and then not much else. So it's heavy Bitcoin, heavy USDC, and a little bit of Sol.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot of feed in the bank. Like I was taking profits throughout last year and into the whole of last
year, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so like I've only got maybe a little bit left on an exchange that I'd happily put in, but even then, I'm just not confident right now. And a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference now at 79K compared to last year when BTC went sideways for a long time? It's the time of the cycle. Like that's a massive difference, right? And if you look historically, like we have front run everything this cycle. So what if we front run the top this cycle? Like a lot of people don't think like that. So that's something I'm definitely considering. I'm still bull, like I said, and I'll bring up my chart. So if we look at this is like we still are setting a macro high low. So like until I see this trend break, like until this breaks, that's where I go, okay, sure, the bull market is maybe over, and that's maybe the point of time where it is better to, okay, you're going to have to sit on this bag if you want to hold it, or cut it, invalidation, go liquid completely, dry, and maybe think about some other ways that you could invest. So yeah, like it was a big decision for me with the punk more so. Like a BTC I'm happy to hold, but I was like, look, I'm probably not going to buy a house anytime soon. I think I could maybe make some money in the punk, at least maybe in the short term, hopefully in the long term, obviously, but that's why I went with it. But there's so many other reasons that I did it too, like the hedge on ETH, the sort of notable exposure you get by owning a punk as well, the exclusivity of a few groups that you'd be added to, me and my engagement's gone up compared to when I had my previous PFPs. Like I've noticed huge accounts really taking like my word a bit better these sort of days. So it's so interesting. It's great for business as well. So yeah, big decision, but I think it'll pay off great. And I mean, like it was one BTC basically. Well, now it's more. They're about, they actually are about the same price at the moment in USD terms. Maybe punk is slightly less. But yeah, it's an interesting hedge. I like both. It keeps you sort of risk on in an NFT market, but it also helps you have exposure in a different way to just BTC. So interesting times. But as I said, like we could go all the way down to like what 50K, and it would still be a macro high low. And then we could go we could sweep all the way down here, and I would still be okay. Like I would still be okay with the market and where we're heading, and then looking for a move back into 2026. But the timing, right? So if you look at historical timing, what you notice is around 540-ish days, I think it is, from the post-halving to the all-time high was the previous highs, okay? So that's where you got to take note of, and that aligns with about October, September this year. That would put us around there. So I could easily see us trend down sideways for a couple of months and then see us sort of rally in towards that Q3, Q4 later this year, which is very similar to what happened here in 2021. We saw a massive sell-off at the start of the year. Look at this. May, okay, we then went all the way down here for a couple of months, and then we shot back up towards November. So maybe we front run it by a couple months this year. We obviously broke down here in the February, you could call it, rather than March. So yeah, interesting times. But I mean, like BTCs, like this is what I mean. So many people get like so scared, Craig. They sell at the lows. Like the time to sell is when you're euphoric. And Craig and I have been telling you for months when to sell, and we sold. We literally sold. We told you when we sold at 98K. But if you zoom out far enough, okay, this is a 6 month, guys, it's up and to the right. It is up and to the right. So stay patient, have a long-term thesis. Sure, we might experience, as you can see, multiple months of a year, right? A year in a row of downwards price action, okay, which happened here and here. So perhaps we might see that again, which is really interesting, actually. 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 6 months there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe we do get another black 6-month period. I don't know, but it's up and to the right. Okay, over time. Okay, as you can see over here. So you can't argue with the trend like that. But I mean, Craig, really interestingly, I put a tweet out yesterday. The stock market, mate. This chart actually, I am probably more wary of the S&P 500 chart than I am about Bitcoin right now. Because if it capitulates, then everything maybe capitulates at the same time. I don't know what your thesis is about all that.
Yeah, well, that's right. And it's been on a tear for so long now. I have been watching it. It's like you said, it's that stage of the cycle where timing gets quite tricky. And I agree with what you said, where people were sort of asking what's the difference, but between now and prior when Bitcoin was in the 70s. And I agree with you. The difference was we were early in the cycle, whereas now I think we're late in the cycle, whereas other people, some people out there might be like, where's this bull run? There's been no bull run. There has been, man. Bitcoin's done a 7x. So we've been in a Bitcoin for more than a year now. So, I think we're late in the cycle. You and I have been preaching we're late in we're further in the cycle than people think. So the problem, and the thing that I've been saying, and I've been saying this now for a good 3 to 6 months, is that for me now, this is where trading gets quite hard. Or tricky. And I'm more mean altcoins and meme coins. Bitcoin as well, sorry. Bitcoin leads everything. But time's running out and you just don't want to get caught holding the bag.
Exactly.
Happen now. I remember last time 21 you spoke about, it's reminded me of the 21 cycle a lot, and I did wonder if we're going to get that double top, and it's looking shape-wise like we could. So I'm like you. I don't want to put too much in now, just in case I'm left holding for a couple of years. Which is why with Bitcoin, with my buys, I'm not too overly worried about it, because at the end of the day, if I have to hold that for another 2-3 years, it won't hurt me. And life will continue, and then I can sell it at the next cycle top. So that's not what I'm wanting to happen, obviously, and that's not my thesis in buying. But I've just told myself, worst case, I get the market timing wrong and I have to hold Bitcoin. I think that'll be okay. I don't really want to hold altcoins. The main reason being is some people say to me, you could just hold Solana till the next bull run. But it's like, but people said that about Ethereum last run, and Ethereum's done nothing. So altcoins don't always rally every bull run. In fact, they often don't. They might have one bull run pump, maybe two, and then they sort of tend to, have lesser and lesser gains from there. Look at XRP; that had a full bull run of no pump last time, so almost no pump. So, got to be careful with altcoins, meme coins, even more. So, I mean, we can have a look at those in a minute, dude. Have been
like SPX down 25% today, Giga down 16% today, Mog down 10% today. I put a tweet out yesterday saying they're down 80%, right? But they can still, and then Stats replied was like, they can still go down another 80%, and people don't realize that. Like, this is down to I don't even know what the market. I don't look at meme coins because, as Craig said, I'm not interested in meme coins or altcoins until I see strength in Bitcoin or crypto in general, in macro, right? But if you look, this can still go down. It's down 80, 90%, Craig? It hit 90%, but it can still go down another 90%. People don't realize that. Look at that. It can still go down another 90% and still be in single-figure millions of market cap. So very interesting times. Very interesting times. Like, meme coins getting hammered as expected. As I told you for the past 18 months when I've trading them, take profits, guys, because this shit is useless. It has no utility. Okay, you are trading attention, you're trading news, whatever it is. Okay, that's why it's so important. But really interestingly, same again, a lot. And look at this. I've seen a lot of people talk about Avalanche recently and AVAX and trading on there. It is making a macro lower breakdown. This does not look good. It looks like it's about to head back to single figures. If I look at this chart, and like we spoke about previously, Craig, this is macro lower highs since 2021. So that is so bearish. That is so bearish. It has not once changed its trend. So
Yeah.
Really interestingly, and now it's making a macro low. So unless this is a deviation, okay, where you kind of get something like this and we break back in and then attempt, sure, that can happen. But at this point in time, with this information and this analysis, this is, oh goodness me, we're heading back to single dollar digit. But like that's it, Craig. I remember buying this. I remember buying AVAX over here. Like we were talking about it in 2023, mate. Like when it was down at $8, $10, it came back down here at $8, and we were like, holy, let's buy a bit of this. And it's just so different right now.
Yeah, and it's funny looking back at that, buying it for $18 and then riding it up to 50. That still would have been a half decent trade, eh? 5x, 6x. But I think what happened probably with AVAX and a lot of other charts, people waited for higher.
Yeah.
And I think what's probably if I was to theorize what's happened on the timeline, looking at sentiment, I'm guessing people didn't take profit on the way up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell. You can tell, and you can tell by the capitulation people didn't take profit because they're absolutely selling so hard now. And
it's
quite backwards, huh? Quite backwards, Greeny. You and I were selling over the last 18 months, and it's funny, people have been obviously selling and I'm buying now. So I kind of like going, I was going to say I like going against the grain. I don't necessarily, but I found as the cycles go on and on, the timeline is definitely not the information to follow in general when trading. In fact, counter trade the timeline and you'll probably make money.
Yeah, it's really interesting point of time for me right now. I'm like, and I've been chatting about this in GTG, and Sexy and I've been talking about it quite often, is actually moving more into stables and putting that onto a futures exchange and trading low leverage at this point in the cycle, because we don't know whether the high is actually in, if that was the all-time high of this cycle. If it is, okay, we'll be preferencing shorts in the short term, and then sure enough, that way I don't have as much spot exposure. If it isn't, then I can still leverage low leverage trade and actually probably make more money because you've got more in those positions with less with more invalidation, more take profit plans, okay, and that way you're rotating straight back into stables and you don't have that emotional attachment of the spot accumulation bag. So that's probably where I'm currently at. Like, I mean, Solana again, like, unfortunately, this happened at the 295. I was busy that weekend, didn't get to sell there. I sold a lot at 260. I then sold a lot at 220. And then when we broke this trend here, this was the big one. When we broke that trend there, okay, and we broke here at about 180, 190, that was like, okay, no, that plus the fundamental of everyone hating on Solana with the meme coin FUD, I sold literally 95% of my Solana. I literally sold all, and it was my biggest position. I went, okay, sold all that. I went, okay, I'll buy some Bitcoin. And then I bought my punt from that as well. So that I re-established my bags, and I was happy to go, no, I'm happy to hold those two longer term. Solana, like you said, Craig, might not be around as the top contributor next cycle. Sure, I love the chain. It's got these ETFs. It's now trading as a futures as well, or it's about to. It's got a lot of institutional interest. It's still a great retail sort of chain for people to trade on. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin's the one that has shown it consistently that it can outperform each cycle. And Ethereum hasn't even got there this cycle, as you said, Craig. So interesting times, mate. Like, where do you see yourself buying something like this? Oh, like your cost base is obviously lower, correct? And you said you still own a bag of Solana. So what was your entry, and where would you cut it, or where would you look to take profit?
Yeah, I was buying Solana. I wasn't as low as you. It took me a while to grab my nuts and buy some, but I think it's about 30 to 40 US.
Yeah.
Up from there. So about 30, from memory, it might have been about 36, but between 30 and 40, I was buying most of my Solana. So the reason I'm not buying is because obviously I bought so much lower.
Yeah.
That I just don't quite have the stomach for Solana at the moment, and also because I'm holding I wouldn't call it it's not a big bag, but it's a decent sized bag that I'm not super keen to add to really. Where would I add? I haven't actually analyzed the Solana chart in quite some time, but seeing in a few weeks because of the cyclone, so I'm a little bit behind in what it's been doing the last week, but that's not looking real good. But it's not AVAX's chart, put it that way. So it's a lot stronger than AVAX. So actually, I probably am a buyer. I need to look at the chart, but what do you think about the $80 mark?
So for me here, this is, I've got a long open currently, and I've got a long DCAing to about 109-ish. or 108-ish. So this here is a big block for me. I think it was previously support and previously resistance here. So this is a massive zone. If Solana loses that, then yes, we go to 80 without a doubt. So I think the rational here, sort of the rational decision here is, yeah, I think it's a good leverage trade here. Spot accumulation, if you don't want to leverage, that's fine. But yeah, I think it's a hodl here, or it's a look for a trade off these levels. However, if BTC continues down, this continues down to $80. That's why for me with leverage, I can set a clear invalidation. So my trade here is like, I'm looking for an entry here all the way down to about there. My stop loss is about 107, I think, from memory. And then I'm trading this back up towards any of these sort of highs and range, right? And you just use simple fibs as your target. So something like that is on the cards for me. I mean, if this doesn't hold, then yes, we go to 80. And that if we go to 80, it'd be hard not to buy, but the cycle could be over, Craig. So why would you buy there if it's going to go back down to 20? I don't know. Like, that's the thing as well.
That's the thing. And that's why when I'm talking prices of Solana and altcoins and meme coins, it's really hard to give a definitive answer as far as where do I enter. Because the problem is, like you just said, you could say, $80, that's a great buy zone. The problem, like you just said, is what if Bitcoin continues to trend down, or what if that's the end?
Yeah.
And Bitcoin trends down for another, or sideways for a year or something. It's like, I mean, the first bags are going to get wrecked are these ones, alts and memes. So. Yeah, I'm not a buy yet, man. I'm just going to I'm going to go the PO route, and I'm Bitcoin maxi, man. This cycle, I've been a Bitcoin maxi, and I'm super thankful that I've kind of changed my mindset in how I traded and what I held bigger bags of. And it's sort of, I remember last cycle after the bull run, I thought, shit, I should have really had less alts and more Bitcoin. So I did that this time, and it worked out really well. So luckily, I'm not feeling probably the way others are feeling. At the moment, I don't know what you're feeling like, Greeny, but I feel fine. Like, I really don't know if I could have traded. I mean, I could have traded this cycle better. Sure, we all could have probably, with hindsight. But with everything I knew, with everything that's happened, I'm like, no, good job, dude. Like, pretty good job.
I agree. And I think as long as we now capitalize, if there is another trend up, that's where you got to try and lock in and capitalize again, because that will be a missed opportunity.
Correct. But at the same time, you don't want to get trapped, take your profits, put them back in, and then lose 50%. So
exactly.
But you don't want to be too nervous either. You don't. I kind of tell myself I don't want to treat this like a bear market yet. I've just got to stay with it. For me, it's still a macro bull market, but you've got to just be careful timing. It's timing's key now. Do we have 3 months left? Do we have 6 months left? Is this going to be extended cycle? We've got till 26, man.
Exactly. Like, these are things. There's so much to really unpack, Craig, and the liquidity is a big one. I think that's the main one that a lot of people are focusing on. But I've shared this chart before. It's that prediction model of 2026 being that bearish year for all assets. I don't know. It's like it aligns with the 18-year property cycle. It aligns with the year where you should sell all your risk on assets, stuff like that. So the bubble could pop. In my opinion, like, you never know. The bubble could pop. But I don't know. I still have, multiple six figures in my punk in Bitcoin. So I'm still heavily exposed when you consider how much money that is. So for me, but like you said, I'm happy to sit on that. I can sleep at night. I'm not too worried. And then I still leverage trade over on the side. Like, we're still making money in GTG every single day. We get stopped out more recently in more scalpy, riskier trades, but we're still winning more than we lose. And that's the key, right? A lot of people step away at times like this. Sure, if you've got other things that you need to work on, you have a job to do, I understand that, but it's a great time to actually learn. I know Easy's been a big one on the timeline right now, talking about dev work and building in that capacity. Yeah, I love seeing that.
I went to the bear market again, and I liked the bear market last time. I enjoyed it.
Dude, the bear market is the true crypto believers, hodlers, and the money and the wealth is made from opportunities like where you get price like this, where fear is at 20, or we go lower. Okay, we saw 10 a couple of weeks ago. And price goes really low. Sure, like, if you can sit it out and stay patient. I remember buying, Craig, we were buying it when nobody was around. We got we were up to 450 people right now, but We were live, Craig, with 30 people back in the middle of the bear market. I remember, and it was like
30 people, was it?
like if you bought when we
Where
bought.
were you guys? Where were you? We were buying Sol for $8. Where were you guys?
Exactly. I was buying Sol for under 20. I was buying Radium for under 20 cents.
It's
And
scary though, right, Greeny? Tell people it wasn't as easy as the thing is. People will say, "Oh, fuck! I would have bought as much as I can at $8 Sol." It's like it's a bit of a different feeling when it's $8, man.
Exactly. And like that's it. But like that's why you gotta have a profit plan. If you're late, you gotta realize that you're late. And if you're not learning from all of these experiences and these emotions, the emotions is the one that gets me. I talk to so many people in messages, on calls, all these sorts of things. It's the emotional side that so many people need to grow, expand their knowledge, experiences. And if you struggle with that, join Craig and I GTG. Join anyone, a community, join a group chat. I know Zenika's a big advocate for having a group chat of friends that he talks to regularly every single day about decisions, okay? Make sure you have a community that you can trust and talk to, because having more than just your own knowledge, your own head is so important if you actually want to win consistently over time. So yeah, big levels for me at the moment. Craig, what about ETH? Are you interested at any price on Ethereum, or is this just one that you're not happy to hold at this point in time? And a follow-up question to that, I remember you said you still had a bag of NFTs from last cycle. Did you manage to sell all of them, or what's that situation at the moment?
Oh, that bag, yeah, no, that bag of NFTs, I haven't, mainly because I didn't sell them at the highs of the bull run. I didn't sell them at the bear market lows, and to be honest, most of them are fairly trashy. So, there was nothing there that copped the. What could I call it? A pump just because everything else was pumping. I see a couple of the communities have started to pipe up again, like Crypto Cannabis Club. I've got a few of those left and stuff like that, which I paid 1 Ethereum for, which still hurts for one of my rarer ones. So it's like, fuck's sake, that's about that. Well, back at, I'm trying to think what that was, about 4,000 US back then for an ETH. So I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, no, I haven't got rid of my trashy ones. What I will do though is if we get another pump out of here, I will go and pretty much list all those trash NFTs pretty low, man, and just get as much ETH as I can, take it to stables. But to be honest, there's probably not a lot of value in there, but I will take out the trash this cycle. If we get a double top, I actually think we will. So if we get that exit pump that I'm looking for, that one last pump, that's when I'll start selling NFTs, just because I think, well, Ethereum will be worth more at the time. So that's kind of the thesis on that, but I'm not going to get a lot out of that. So I'm not too worried about that. What I'm mostly worried about is exiting my Bitcoin and Solana bags near the top, because that's like, I don't know, 1,000% more value than those crappy NFTs would be. Thanks to all the founders in 21 for leaving those for dead, you motherfuckers.
It's a tax write-off as well.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So to be honest, to answer that question even more honestly, it'll be before June. I'll be selling those because obviously this bull run's been quite good. I wouldn't mind taking some losses in some areas. So if I need to reduce taxable income, that's how I do it, because some of those NFTs are never coming back. I might as well turn a negative into a positive in some way.
Exactly.
That's probably the best way I can do it, apart from tell stories, make people laugh about how I lost money in 21 on NFTs.
Yeah, I bought this JPEG for $5,000 and now it's worth zero.
What was I thinking, man? Fuck. I remember telling people digital collectibles, these are going to be the next big thing. Who's going to go back to cards, blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's still probably, it's still going to happen, but I was about a decade early probably.
I agree. Really interestingly, ETH versus BTC has now lost its 886 as well, and looks like it is heading back towards 2019 levels, which is
I had a few guys on the timeline. I put up some Bitcoin chart yesterday, and I was talking about the macroeconomic factors that might be coming to play. A bit of hopium actually is what I was putting out there. But I had a few people come, well, not a few, sorry, very few, but one guy came in pretty passionate about Ethereum, saying he thought it would outperform Bitcoin. And I'm thinking, what chart are you looking at, man? Like, like that, the ETH versus BTC chart, that is quite conclusive to me.
Yeah.
There's not much, I don't know if you can interpret that differently to terrible.
Yeah.
So he came in extremely bullish on ETH. I was like, shucks, dude, you must know something I don't know, because the chart action's terrible. The timeline feelings with the ETH are terrible. And I almost feel like even your most hardened Ethereum fans probably are starting to capitulate now, man. Because how much longer? And don't get me wrong, listeners, like, Ethereum could still pump, no doubt. I still have some. I've got a little bit actually, but not much. But just looking at charts, it's just telling me no. What are your thoughts on Ethereum? You're not tempted at these lows?
Well, I bought my punk. I just had a look.
Oh yeah, sorry, you said yeah.
The punk is so I got in at 41 ETH, a little bit above. If I had probably held off a little bit longer, I probably could have talked them down a little bit, but I was happy to buy at that price.
Yeah.
In ETH, USD, it is obviously going to fluctuate, but ETH prices I got in 41. The floor is about 38 or 9, so I'm only 2 ETH under where the cost basis is. So I think in ETH terms in this capacity, because I'm happy to hold ETH longer term. In terms of BTC, it's going to outperform. Like, until this really finds a bottom, consolidates at that, it's going to outperform. And it's pretty clear with the capital institutions that is like wealth accumulation, blah, 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 blah. Everyone wants to own Bitcoin. No one wants to really own ETH at this point in time. However, punks is why. A punk is a hedge on Ethereum. I think I can outperform Ethereum by owning the punk, and I think the punk will outperform Ethereum. And punks could, in certain environments, outperform Bitcoin too, and that's the hedge I'm looking for. Outside that, no, I wouldn't really want to probably hold spot ETH at this point of time. That's why I made the decision. I talked to a few people about that decision, about whether I should own spot ETH or whether I should own the punk. So yeah, interesting. This looks like it's heading back to its swing lows from 2019, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Like, if you look at Sol versus ETH as well, Sol still is bouncing against Ethereum here. So this is probably the one chart you want to keep an eye on. Like, what bag should you own more of, Ethereum or Solana, as that sort of more risky play from Bitcoin? So if this breaks down, then yeah, it's pretty clear you should probably own ETH. If it continues to show strength up, yeah, it's pretty clear you should own Solana. Based on what I'm looking at here, if you look at the monthly, yeah, like the monthly momentum would suggest that, okay, we would maybe see at least sideways price action where they both perform at the same amount, where at least it breaks down a little bit further than where we anticipate it. So yeah, I don't know, Craig. It's an interesting time in this market, and like you said, I'm just trading low time frames on leverage when we get opportunities. We're in a BTC long right now, we're in a ETH long right now, and we're in a Solana long right now. So yeah, we are in profit in all of them except slightly down on ETH maybe. So yeah, I mean, that's it. Just take your money where you can and sit it out, stay patient, listen to experienced heads, knowledgeable heads, refine your informational sources. Like I've spoken to a few people about that recently, is like really like ignore the noise, block the noise, and go, okay, these are the people that have been consistently right, or at least prepared me in the right situations, and have their informational sources based on data, analysis, whatever it is. Those are the people that you should be following now consistently through harder times, and then in the good times as well, because they'll tell you to sell, or they'll tell you, okay, BTC is actually quite overextended, maybe consider taking some money off the table, those sorts of things. So that's probably my my head right now. I am still focusing on the brand as well, Craig, and I wanted to talk to you about Yaps, mate. Have you still been owning some Yaps? So when I changed my PFP, unfortunately, I had such good engagement, like engagement from some top accounts out there. I don't think it counted, which is sad. But I have been earning some Yaps. I'm in the top 100 again. And so that's, again, a catalyst from the Punk PFP change, which is great. I think this is a great one to keep building the brand. And hopefully you still unlock a few different airdrops. I have heard that they're going to bring out their own Yap market, Craig, where you sell your votes each week. I believe the platform is looking to add it. So Yap Trade will will have a competitor to the platform, is what I'm reading and heard. Whether that comes out sooner or later, I'm not sure. But as you said, Craig, like we've still been earning, I've been earning $500 a week from Yap Trade, as well as the airdrops that we got. I earned about $2,000 from the couple of airdrops that we got. So it's important to probably look into new opportunities. So the pre-TGE is probably where I would suggest you can talk about these, go up the mindshare leaderboard, and often you probably get rewarded by being in the top 500 of the mindshare of those particular tokens. So that's probably a good one. I think Abstract's maybe not a bad shout. I'm currently live on Abstract, Craig. It's been a while, so it's great to be back on there. How many rewards are you up to, mate? I'm still bronze. I'm still bronze tier, as you can see.
Yeah,
I got a little bit of I don't know what week we're in. Are we in earn for week 6? So are we in week 7 now? I assume. So yeah, I was away last week. Week 5, we did a bit of streaming, did a bit of stuff on there. So that's great. So I mean, this is just a little noodle over on the side. So I'm happy to jump on there, stream on there when I can. Maybe I'll do some exclusive streams on there or Twitch. I don't know. I'll work it out. And then do the badges. This one though, like the annoying part of like these badges is you have to have money in the account and you have to spend. I don't want to do that. Like don't force me to spend money on your chain. Like I get it, but I also don't get that approach.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, Abstract is one of the ones I've been actually the whole of last week I didn't because obviously the cyclone, so I didn't stream. That looks cool, eh? With the Game Boy interface there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm back on there. I'm streaming there now as well. Shout out to Abstract, to the one viewer in there. Yeah, fuck, diabolical. I just don't know how many people are over there, but regardless of who's over there, yeah, I'm going to be streaming over there like we do 2-3 times a week, doing the badges, yada yada. I'm on about 8,500 XP. It's not much more than you, a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
But there was a week when you moved where I streamed and got badges. Actually, you got a badge you can click. I think you can claim.
Where?
The gold one.
Oh. What badge is that?
Oh,
I can enter my verification code.
just your X, just connecting to X. That's weird.
Oh, okay. Let me sort that out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So what? Let me do that too. So talk to me about Yaps as well.
Yeah, so Yaps. I'm like you. I'm still trying to accumulate them. I'm actually finding Yaps. The algorithm's changed a bit now, where I'm starting to earn Yaps for talking about more general market data. So I'm getting Yaps now for talking about Bitcoin, which is really cool because for a while, the only way I could earn Yaps was if I put out any sort of analysis about Bitcoin, I wouldn't earn anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I put up posts talking about their project, I would, which is, I get it. But I like the fact now I can talk about what I want to talk about and earn Yaps again because, it's all well and good to go and talk about their projects, but I don't want my timeline to become just like,
a farm.
No, I don't want it to be that. And I'd rather put out really good data. What I think's useful data anyway. So, all well and good to be shilling skate and corn and all that, but I want to be talking Bitcoin, man. I want to be talking about the stuff that potentially will make people money.
Yeah.
The viewers' money, not me so much. If we can both make money, that's terrific. But there I am, Big Craig, 16 Yaps. What have I got?
That's pretty good in the last 24 hours, man.
Yeah,
It's
been right. It's been right. I had a bit of a slow period, obviously, with the cyclone, but I'm back. But it's quite consistent actually.
You've got good numbers though. Your smart followers is up at 1,100. Mine's only at 730.
Yeah, so a bit of alpha. I spoke to someone about why I'm not in a circle.
Yeah.
And it's because they said because I probably follow too many people. So my followers and people I follow are quite they're a similar number.
Yeah.
And they said I'm going to have to actually stop following people and get that ratio greater because apparently then the algo picks it up as I guess I'm more popular. I don't know, man. It's kind of, I don't know if this is 100% true, but it actually kind of makes sense because I did actually for quite a while, my Twitter go out of my way to follow everyone who followed me.
Yeah.
So it's not quite 1-to-1, but it's probably 70-30. So apparently I have to go and get rid of a whole heap of people. So sorry, everyone. But, if I want to become the top dog on there, I've got a follow list. But I've probably follow heaps of bots and shit, so probably not a bad thing to go and cull a whole heap of inactives I follow.
That's so interesting though. Like I obviously don't have the 1,000 smart followers, but I'm still a merging yapper as well. Like but my ratio is very different. Like 2.4.
So
I follow like 2.4K people.
Oh, okay. You see that person? Yeah, you see them. They may be wrong, but what I find quite strange is I had a friend of mine jump on a month ago, and they've got one of them. I think one person had like 80 smart followers, and they're in a circle.
Yeah,
and it's like what the fuck? Like,
so like that's not like that seems like what's the word I'm looking for? Centralized in a way. Like I don't know. It seems
like the algo went through what they've done in the past and who they connected with, and decided if those can. But then I've got quite a lot of strong connections as well, as would you.
Yeah. Like my following, like if you, I mean, these are the people I follow.
You got
who ran-
OKF, you got, Farouk, you've got Luca, you've
Yeah.
got, man, those are some good names to be following you, same as me. So it's, I mean, this is not a squabble. Oh no, I'm not in a circle, boo hoo. But it's more me. I just like to work things out and break them down.
Yeah, I'm analysis based. Yeah.
Yeah, I just numbers, man. I just like cracking codes, and I can't crack this code, so it annoys me. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. I still seem to be earning good yaps. So are you. You're pumping. So I don't think it's even affecting your yaps really either. So, and I've noticed now there's not so much farming on yaps, as in people just saying the same things over and over now. That's kind of gone away. So it's actually I'm quite enjoying it, just from the point of view that when I think about writing posts, I'm being quite thoughtful.
Yeah.
So that I like. So it's actually forced me into quality again on the timeline.
Zeneca put out a really good post recently. If you like, it's a great time to grow your brand and learn how to write. So many people, like, trust me, there are 10 times better traders out there than me. But my ability to write in a way that makes it easily digestible is why I can differentiate and grow a brand compared to other people out there. So if you want to learn these sorts of things, send me a DM, send Craig a DM. Okay. Join us in GTG. We talk about all these strategies and have for a long, long time. So they're all very good. But yeah, interestingly, I got a badge for X, Craig. How many extra badges do you currently have on
I think I've got one more than you.
There might have been one during this period where I was a bit busy, I think.
Yeah, it was just, I think it's one of the games.
Yeah, I see.
But I've got to do a couple more. I think there's that one you've got up there. I think there's about 2 or 3 badges you can earn from playing those games. One of them's that card game we played last week.
Yeah, okay.
I think you've got to win around a hand or something. And apparently, that guy said it can take like 3 hours. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can stomach 1 to 3 hours of a game. I don't know, man. I'm pretty ADHD. I'm quite distracted. So I'll play it for 20 minutes and be like, fuck this.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I have the patience for that.
Not 3 hours, man. Jesus.
No. So you have 1 viewer, Craig. Where am I? Am I lower? Do I have no viewers? I have no viewers, chat. Come on.
Yeah, it's tough to get. I don't know, man. How do you get people in there? I think they're starting to. Have they changed the way you can search for people on there now? Or
I don't even know. All streams, saw by recommended, most recent you can put, actually.
You can.
But this is what I'd like. They've just verified, like, people. Like, bro, Craig and I have been, like, putting our face out here for 18 months before any abstract was even spoken about. Why are we not verified? Like, it just makes no sense.
We've also been streaming since this first started, Greeny.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I've been trying. I've got on there twice a week, most weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how you get the verification badge.
Maybe I should send Mariana a DM and see what she says.
She's been thorough on there, bro. Her XP must be fat, man, because she's hustling on there hard. I see her on there all the time.
Yeah, no, she's a good one.
Marianne is easy 27.
Here we go. Shout out Marianne. Yeah, she's pumping. Man, how good do you reckon this XP airdrop's gonna be good, Greeny? What do you reckon?
I think it's just worth it. Like we've been saying, like, it's a good opportunity you can actually look at their profile. There you go. Look at the badges she has, mate. She has a few more badges than I do.
Jesus.
I think it's worth it. She's on gold, Craig. There you go. She's on gold.
What do you have to do to be on? Oh yeah, you got to 100,000 XP.
Yeah. So yeah, she's cruising, mate. But she's probably taking part in all the NFTs and stuff. She's early in the team, so like shout out to that. Yeah, like shout out to her and Leon and stuff. Like I mean, and Finn. Like at the end of the day, they're on the team, so of course they're going to have more insight and more knowledge on what to do. I think it's worthy of doing it, Craig, because I do think it's going to be a good opportunity later in the cycle if we see it. It's good to still have exposure in this way in the Pudgy ecosystem because I no longer own any NFTs or Pengu. Pengu, though, let's have a look. One thing I did want to look at is it's maybe if you want to farm abstract a little bit more and get a little bit more XP, it's maybe not a bad area to buy a bit of Pengu if you think it's worthy of that. Like, everything's going to zero in Memecoin land. Like, it's without a doubt, okay?
Wow.
But we are battling this 886, and if you actually dive down and have a look at lower timeframes, it is technically like looking for a higher low here. So I don't know, like if it sets a higher low, I might dabble again. I don't even know how much you need, Craig. How do you tell that again on abstract?
What did you need? It was a 88. It was a 88 number, 88,000
Yeah.
or something.
Where do you go to see the rewards again?
Rewards.
Is it in rewards or is it Pengu? Yeah, here we go. Pengu Hole.
Oh yeah, 88,888 is the first tier.
Okay, so how much is that right now? Let me just go to Jupiter and have a look. So is that, I want to do it in USD though. I want to do it in USD, not Sol. So Pengu, I want to swap USDT into Pengu if I want 88,000. 88,000. That's only $500, Craig. I could probably afford that.
Yeah, it used to be. When we first looked, I think it was about an ETH.
Yeah, it was like, it was a crazy amount of money. It was like $2 grand.
God, we didn't buy then.
So it's $500 for 88,000. Just to clarify, there you go. What's the next tier? 888,000 is, so what's that? $5 grand, Craig. That's actually not even that bad. But I wonder how much XP you get. Again, it doesn't close. Pengu plans have a significant tie in abstract and if, but for now, enjoy extra XP based on your tier. I think I might buy a bit. Of. I've got a little bonus here of being a Giga chat or a chat or something, a leak chat. Maybe it's time to increase the bonus a little bit more, Craig, and do some more streams. Maybe me and you should do so. And we spoke about this. I'm definitely keen. It's a great time to spend more time doing this, talking to people, and it's a great time to lock in. We might do 2 streams a day. We'll definitely do streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think at this period of time, I need to change a few other things behind the scenes so that I can make sure it's still at the same time at 9 a.m. But yeah, I think it's a great time to be locking in, Craig, and doing this sort of stuff and experimenting. What about some other chains? Now, Sonic was one that saw a bit of love recently, but it's now capitulating to the downside as well. Have you explored? I suppose you had the cyclone, but before that, are you interested in exploring new opportunities? Like, obviously, Monad is coming out soon. You've got AVAX. It's actually sunny outside. It's crazy.
First one has been sunny in a week and a half.
I know. I want to go for a cycle, but I can't. It's too wet. It's been too windy.
I know, the ground's so soggy, dude. I've just got to spend the whole day cleaning my house.
I know. I can only imagine down there. I've seen some crazy videos, man.
There's trees, man. Even down my street, man. Heaps of trees came down on the road. It was fucking nuts, man. Sonic chart looks. Thank God I didn't get into that clusterfuck.
And like Hyperliquid's dumped half, like 50% in the past, less than a week? 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, like, are you looking at other opportunities out there right now? Or like we spoke about, it's more about not putting too much money in, but actually maybe looking for opportunities and understanding it, learning different skills, that sort of stuff.
I think for me, the value from the market that I can get out of it at the moment is buy Bitcoin on the way down. And then, like you said, probably stream or farm abstract more, farm XP more.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, continue to farm Yaps, because the Yaps is great because it helps with obviously the X algorithm and engagement as well, which helps grow your brand. So it's kind of like getting paid to grow your brand. And then selling your votes, like you said, so weekly we can sell our votes. I mean, you're probably getting what? If you've got you get 700 US a week now, 800.
Well, Craig, they paid you in their token, and it only had 40K liquidity. So I sent it to you. I was like, oh look, yeah, they paid half and half. I was like, okay, all good. I let it sit because I was like, yeah, sweet, I'll sort that out when I'm not moving house.
Yeah, I did the same. I haven't sold you. I haven't had time.
I went back 3 days later, and it was like half the price. I was like,
everyone would have sold the tokens
because they didn't have a lot of liquidity. So I was like, oh, bro, that. And I was like, look, I don't mind that, but be a bit more transparent about it. I think they did say it in the form from memory, but yeah, I was a bit annoyed by that because I was like, look, you're farming your token, but also so that you generate fees. Maybe as a liquidity provider, but more than that, like that's probably bearish for your token if you're forcing people to own it. They're gonna sell it. Like they don't want to own that token. I don't want to own that token.
Like if I was a holder of said token and the founders were giving away the token, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, because they're just creating sell pressure. Because you'd rather the team just hold their tokens rather than give it away to sell. Because obviously people like you and me, when we get those tokens, we're going to dump them straight away because we just have the money. That was the point of it.
Exactly.
And Bitcoin's eating shit. I'm like, I don't want to hold that.
I just bought some Pengu, Craig. I bought $5,000 of Pengu. I bought $5,000 of Pengu, so I am Pengu number 2. I just need to go make sure it's all good in the Discord. So, I figure like if it's going to help me earn a bit more XP boost now that I don't own my Pudgy, $5,000, I'm happy to buy out these lows. Like I said, like this chart, it could go lower, but I'm happy at this sort of level. I like the brand. I love what they're building. I think it's a no-brainer sort of. If you're going to farm abstract, it's probably a no-brainer to buy here. It looks like we probably go lower, but hey, you're at the 886 from the all-time low. You're not going to get better opportunities from R and R there if the market does come back.
Yeah, I agree. And just the ability to farm a bit of extra XP might be nice. Hey, who knows, that XP when it comes out, that abstract airdrop might knock people's socks off, man. I still feel there's got to be a couple of plays this bull run that still make you go, God damn it, I should have done that. It was such an obvious play in hindsight. And I kind of wonder if abstract is going to be that one where you look back and go, oh, it was so obvious, man. You had all these big brands shilling it. You had Luca there. You've got Pudgies there. And the great thing is over there's not a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So you can go there and dominate abstract like Leon and Marion and all that. They're just eating so well because there's not that many creators there. I mean, how many people are streaming now? Like 80?
That's the key with Kyoto and with abstract, right? That there's less people doing it, so you're going to get rewarded at the higher level. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, you don't want to be farming it when everybody's there, right? So in these quiet times when people leave the market, it's a really good time to farm because you're just going to get the lion's share of the points. So that's what I'm doing. Same as you, Greeny. I'm just gonna try and accumulate those airdrops and all that sort of thing, just while the market's going sideways. And then, like you said, grow your brand, and then also do any learning you want to do. I might start to. I mean, the bear market's where I'll do it a lot, but start to delve back into futures and that, and that sort of trading to. Just while the market's going sideways or down, it's a good opportunity to add some more tools to your tool belt because when the bear's kicking and prices are going up, it's not an easy time to learn. It's too loud.
Yeah.
So what's quite like this is a good opportunity if there's anything, or just another thing I've been doing is just going through all my spreadsheets, tightening them up, making sure all my stuff that reflects what I hold is accurate. So I guess kind of what the US is going to be doing. Checking their crypto balances, I'm kind of doing the same, just making sure I know what's where.
Yeah.
Because you can get, during the bull market, you get lost with wallets and what's where and when are those NFTs and what have I claimed and what haven't I claimed. So sort of cleaning up house is probably a good thing to do at the moment.
Agreed.
And make sure you're ready for the next thing and get in position if you want. Otherwise, not a bad time to probably sit on your hands. I kind of feel, actually, I'm reluctant to say if you haven't sold, you probably should just hold because it could go lower. But what I'm holding at the moment, like Solana, I'm just gonna hold it now. I don't think this is the best time to sell it. Like I said, if it breaks down though, I could eat shit, but I'm just gonna hold tight on that now.
I think if it breaks about 110-ish, 108-ish, that's probably the sign to maybe de-risk it. What's your thoughts on Kyoto? Did you sell all of your airdrop? Did you stake some? What did you do?
Yeah, I sold all of it. I didn't stake any, and then I was waiting to buy the dip.
Yeah.
And then I saw it was bouncing on the 50%, but then it looks like it's broken down now, has it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to buy it and I do want to stake it because I still think there's going to be ongoing rewards for people that do. But at the same time, with me with the Kyoto chart, because it pumped so hard, I was waiting for a pullback, and it's obviously on now. But how low it goes, I don't know, man. I don't want to catch a falling knife just to stake it, but it might be worth it. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I think I'm just going to farm the next airdrop. I probably don't want to buy. It'll probably get hyped, I do think, in some capacity. Like we obviously saw it run up quite nicely after the airdrop, but I don't know if it's worth buying the token here rather than farming farming Kyoto Yaps and doing Yap Trade or the other platforms that bring
safer plays, where you just get paid for your. I mean, I think it's really important for Kyoto to bring an aftermarket to sell the Yaps. The votes, sorry, because they're missing out on money, man. Surely they want to plug that hole.
Yeah.
Surely. So I can definitely see them doing that, and that'll be good. That'll be good because that's just such an easy little money maker, right? Selling your votes every week. So for people that don't know, on that Yaps, basically you earn yaps, and then you can vote for which projects you want to launch on the launchpad. There's companies out there now that will pay for your vote because obviously they want to launch, so they'll put at the moment it's about $1 a vote. That's what we've been getting. So someone like Greeny, who's got almost 800 yaps. He could get paid about 800 US a week, approximately, give or take. Man, 800 a week,
That's
US.
US, Craig. US.
Yeah, what's that? 1,400 Aussie.
Yeah. So like that's a bloody salary.
Yeah, so that's what I used to. Yeah, I used to get paid that when I was managing a gym, man, 5 years ago. So 75 to 100k. 100k is definitely at the higher end. Don't get me wrong. In Australia, it wasn't 100, but say 75k. That's essentially what you're earning through your votes, dude. So and that's just for you tweeting or posting.
Yeah.
You're not even having to. You're not having to delve too deep in the yuck farm, really, with yaps, which I like. Not really.
No, and like at the end of the day, you're still like, no, like I do. I consider what other people post. I see what the topics are that they're talking about. But at the same capacity, I'm like, I like you're trying to grow the brand. So why wouldn't you just post stuff anyway? I hate that it does that. Hold on.
It does it to me all the time. It kicks me out.
It literally is the same URL, but then goes to the Mindshare one. Anyways, this is a goal. Like the goal is to grow the brand, to still provide educational content out there. So why wouldn't I farm something that's going to pay me like that anyway?
Hey, I saw yesterday Zeneca earned about 1 million yaps. He was top 3, I think, and he might have had 800 or 600 for the day. I was like,
he got so many yaps. Yeah.
What was his?
He put up a post about losing 8 figs last cycle and the lessons that he learned.
That's a good post.
And then Miles, 600k followers, retweeted it, and then so it went. It probably got.
Yeah, Miles is a beast. Yeah, gotcha.
It probably went pretty viral. Like, let's have a look. But shout out to Zeneca. He's one of the most truest people in the crypto space. Massive time for him. He's a friend of mine as well. And Craig
writes good posts, writes good threads, detailed threads. They're nice.
Yeah, this one here, 500k. There you go, 500k. Yeah.
Jesus.
So round tripped 8 figs last cycle. Blah blah blah. Bit of insight. So yeah, it was.
I might translate that to Mandarin and post today and see if I can cop some fake engagement from it. I did that a few weeks ago and I actually earned some yaps. I wrote a post and then I put it in Mandarin. I did Mandarin and Japanese for a laugh, but I didn't want to piss off my followers too much. But I found it quite funny.
That is funny.
I didn't get shamed for it as much as I would have liked.
All right. Well, I've got a meeting at 10, but let's finish on this. USD dominance is showing a lot of strength. This is a reason why crypto is suffering at the moment as well. Not necessarily that the dollar itself is pumping, because it hasn't pumped. It has dipped down to 104 and it has dumped over the past week or so. But it's this dominance chart, and a lot of people stabling up makes a lot of sense. And until you start to see weakness in the Dixie, that's when you want to see the dollar come down. Okay, that helps with risk on assets. And I think that's probably the last thing I want to say today is once this starts to show more weakness, okay, that's traditionally better for your stocks, for your gold, for your cryptocurrencies. So that's another chart that I've been watching pretty much daily at this point in time. But yeah, Craig, obviously we're gonna stream 3 times a week in the mornings. Maybe we'll do some more in abstract or something as well, mix it up a bit. I don't know if I really want to go and do trench trading anymore, just blowing away your Solana there, but I don't know.
I'm not keen, because I just feel in times like this where price goes down, it's quite I just know what I'm like emotionally. It's quite disheartening to go in the trenches and lose Solana or lose Ethereum or whatever.
Yeah.
And then have price go down. I just know I'll crack the shits if I lose more money. And I'll get mad at myself because I know it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of the trench traders and all that, they've gone quiet, man. A lot of those big cats are quiet. AVAX season looks like it's over already. As quickly as it started. So
the token's going down, particularly because the token's
or was it Blubs crashing? They're all coming down. So looks like it might be Sui net or base. Everyone's gone to base, I think. I won't go on. I know you got to go, but it looks like all their trenches. So everyone's going to rotate through the chains. I think while everyone's bored, you're going to see people go Sui. They'll just the same group of 100 people will
It
rotate.
is. It's the same. It's the same people. It's just
It's so
it's
small.
different markets.
And it's funny, now that everyone's left, it's kind of like the tide's gone out and you can see all the shells on the beach and it's only 10 of us left and we're all shilling the same shit. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck this. I'm not, because now it's just, it's just a small group trading and it's like, no, I'm not going to go play there. Fuck that.
But like you said, Craig, like that's why I focus so much on futures, because you can always short and long the market. People don't understand that. And you can actually use trading skills, indicators, strategies to trade. All these meme coin people, they don't know how to trade. They just got lucky because they grew a following or they grew a social, they had exit liquidity and they were posting in Telegram groups with 10,000 people. Whatever it is, okay?
Or a big movie deal or something over the
I nearly wanted to put a post out saying about it, but I didn't. I'm like, I need to leave that.
Really tempted to put a few up, but I put a few posts up without naming people specifically because I couldn't be bothered getting into a fight throwing mud at everyone,
Yeah,
I'll say, well, you shilled this once upon a time, and I'll say, well, you shilled this, and then it turns into but yeah, certainly the daily runners have disappeared as well, guys. So no more.
Down like 0.5%. Like that is like you are lose like 99% of the time you will get rubbed. Like I don't like the probability is not in your favor. And anyone saying they're still making money in the trenches have, as I said, exit liquidity as followers, or they're posting in groups or whatever it is. Okay,
they know the dev, or they are the dev.
Or they have, they're the dev, or they know the dev. They have copy tracking wallets, okay? And they're so funny. Like, there's a guy out there who's been saying, no, don't class me in the same capacity as other fellas. And then you look on chain, and he's literally buying a token at 20K, selling it at 30K, and saying, yeah, I'm a good trader. I'm like, shut up, bro. You are literally, like, you have wallet tracking on your wallet. Like, you're an idiot. So, like, yeah, I've got no time for those sort of people. No time.
20K market caps, but how you go, eh?
Yeah.
We need to get into that next cycle, Greeny, eh? Next cycle, guys, we'll get into that.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, but I even posted about it recently. Like I said, guys, should I make my wallet public and just show you how easy it is to make money off other people? And everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it.
No, don't. It just, you just end up like Frank, man.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, banging show today, Craig. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. And as we said, we were here in the bear market. We'll be here in the bull market, which it still very much is a bull market. But if we do turn bearish, then we'll be here again in the bearish market. We love this space. We've been doing this a very long time. And we'll be doing this a very long time in the future as well.
No, we're not going anywhere, guys. The bear market's the show must go on.
The show must go on. That's well said. And as always, guys, if you are new here, drop us a follow. Greeny Trades on all socials and Craig's Coin Purse as well on all socials. And we will see you same time tomorrow. Oh, maybe 9 o'clock tomorrow. So that's what, 6 p.m. in America, I think it is, from memory, Craig.
Eastern Standard, yeah.
Okay, amazing. As always, guys, thanks for watching. And we will see you all again tomorrohave a good one.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.